Waxahachie ISD is a growing school district that embraces innovative curriculum and teaching methods while still honoring our traditions of excellence. Our academic programs and exceptional teachers and staff allow every student to excel on every campus, every day. Waxahachie ISD's fine arts, athletic, career and technical education, and other extracurricular programs are respected throughout the state for their long histories of success. We are proud to be a vital part of the city of Waxahachie as we work hard each day to educate the next generation of our city's leaders. We are Hatchie forever. Roll Tide.
I'm Joey Gilbreath with Ellis County Pet Resort. We've been open about 7 months here, but we did work on this for about 3 years. Took about a year of research. We always kind of had an idea we wanted to open up something like this, something a little bit different than your warehouse style boarding. These things are kind of prevalent in bigger cities, but we wanted to make sure Ellis County area was ready for it. Kind of a new level, I guess you say, quality of pet care. So it took about a year of research, and then we got the bank loan right as the pandemic hit. We wanted to hit the ground running, but obviously the pandemic had other things in mind. So we started out with a contractor, and a few months in, he quit. Then we had another contractor, and then he had to figure out what was going on because he'd never done anything like this too. So it took about 3 years, but that was good because we were very well prepared by day one. Had 3 years to prepare, both physically and mentally up here. Kind of mentally get your brain ready for jumping into something like this, because there is a lot to do with dog boardings. It's not just rolling around in play yards every day with puppies. There's a lot of safety measures you have to, precautions you have to take. There's a lot that goes into it. We're here early in the morning to very late at night, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So you got to look at all angles. You got to get a good staff on hand. It kind of starts with that too. So we have a really good mixture of staff up here. A lot of people that have been doing this before, been at different animal hospitals or veterinarians or other boarding facilities. So you get your people that have experience up here that have been dedicated their careers to pets. And then you also give some people opportunities too that just enjoy pets, and they love dogs, they love cats, they love animals, and they want to do it day in and day out. So you get your good staff in place, you get the right location, the right building. We're conveniently located by 35 and 287. A lot of people travel to work and everything. We do daycare up here. That's pretty big. So people like to drop their dogs off for the day while they go off to work. They feel guilty if their dog's sitting at home on a couch all day bored, so they come up here. They make a lot of friends, and they play up here. So we feel like we have a really good location up here. We did a lot of research. I have family members that do this, actually. I have an aunt and uncle that owned, they recently sold, but they owned, it's called Pet Resort in the Gardens in Arlington. And so when you have family members that do it, I grew up the son of a veterinarian. My father was Dr. Gilbreath. He owned Waxahachie Vet Clinic. He passed about seven years ago. But we used to board dogs at our house. So years ago. So I've grown up around dogs, animals, boarding. I've worked at vet clinics before, and then I have family members that do this as well. So there's just a lot of things that we already kind of knew about this industry, just being involved and embedded in it for pretty much all my life. So we were kind of clicking on all cylinders, I guess you could say, when we decided we were going to open this up. And Waxahachie is a great community, and not just Waxahachie, just Ellis County as a whole. So we had moved away from Waxahachie for about 10 years, but we found our way back here and then came up with this idea. And then 3 years later, here we are, bringing the new quality of pet care to Ellis County up here. So we're excited. We come to work excited every single day, and we love what we do. And we appreciate every single person that spends their hard-earned money with us on their pets. It's not something we take lightly, and it's not a job we take lightly up here. So we just thank the whole community. We've been very busy since we went opened. Thankfully, it's a good problem to have. And we just appreciate everybody that gave us the opportunity, gave us a chance to take care of their loved ones, and we don't take that lightly. So I watched my dad for years take care of animals. Probably the kindest man I've ever met my entire life. And that was with human beings, that was with animals, that was with strangers, that was with friends, that was with anybody. So I kind of watched the way he took care of animals, watched how much he cared about them and everything, and I grew a fondness for taking care of them too in my years at the vet clinic. And I kind of instilled some of his values too, just the way he treated people, the way he talks to people. He understood all his clients, how important the pet was to them as well. And if you can do that, if you can kind of jump in their mind and understand exactly how they feel about something, you kind of live vicariously, I guess, in that moment through them. That's kind of how the way you go about business. So I watched him just be a very good human being at work, at home, and all that life. And I try to take some of the good values he instilled with me and beyond throughout my lifetime. So there's probably not a day that goes by that I don't think about him or think about something in a particular situation, how he would react, how he would act to said situation. And I do my best to carry myself that way. Me and my wife as well, Jessica, she's on a call right now, but me and her are the owners up here. And she's, was his daughter-in-law for 10 years before he passed too. So she has a lot positive things about say, a lot of good memories and everything about him. So we both kind of run this place kind of the way he ran the vet clinic, just with kindness and honesty. Being honest is one thing that we are up here. We always tell people we don't tell them what they want to hear. We tell them what they need to hear or something, if they're dogs up here and we're testing it with other dogs or anything, we don't just fluff them and say your dog is the greatest dog ever. Sometimes they don't get along with other dogs, and that's fine. We offer individual play up here as well. And so that's a way to say, hey, just because your dog might not be as friendly with other dogs doesn't mean they have to sit in a kennel all day, in an enclosure all day. They still get play times up here, so we play with them one-on-one. So just kind of everything we do up here, he's always in the back of my mind. Pretty much every step we take up here. There's not a day that goes by, to be honest, that he's not mentioned up here as well, and that's always a good feeling. I tell people all the time, after they say some good sentiments or some kind things about him, I always look at them and I say, you know what, I hear that all the time, and I never get tired of hearing it. And so I appreciate everyone that brings him up around here. He was a good human being. Not the only good human being. There are plenty of good human beings out there, but Mike Gilbreath was definitely one of them. And so I try to live my life kind of the way he did, which is really the way Jesus lived his life too. It's kind of a trickle-down effect. I tell some of the people whenever we hire them, and some of the staff members and some of their friends, it's not always rolling around in play yards with puppies all day. There are a lot of safety measures. You get aggressive breeds sometimes. Sometimes the owners will swear up and down that my dog's the sweetest dog. That may or may not be the case, but sometimes they are an aggressive breed, and an aggressive breed is just on a list of individual play only. And so I could put that in terms of the orca whales, the killer whales. Every once in a while you hear a story about, they had a trainer for 8 years and all of a sudden they killed that trainer, pulled it underwater at SeaWorld or something. And people say, oh my gosh, well, at the end of the day, they are a killer mammal, I guess, a wild mammal. Kind of the same thing with dogs. They do have some things embedded in them. They are pack animals. So they're not always friendly, which is fine. There's a lot of things that can scar dogs early in life. We get some rescue dogs up here, and it's always very, very, very sad to look at that dog and see how tentative, how scared they are, how aggressive they are sometimes, and you look at them and think, what happened early on in your life that made you like this? Because your personality probably would have went a different direction. So you get a lot of differing personalities. There's a lot of different breeds, a lot of different dog sizes. So what we pride ourselves in up here is, I've seen other locations around here, other competitors, if you will, and they only have maybe one large play yard or 1 or 2 play yards or something. We have 4 separate play yards, and it's because we pride ourselves in safety out there with the play yard. So we don't have Great Danes playing with little English bulldogs or different breeds, aggressive breeds playing with it. We also assess their temperament level too. So you want to have a really safe play yard. You want to get group plays in there, dogs that play well together, that it makes sense on paper with their breed and size. And then we go as far as assessing their personalities with temperament tests. And what that is getting out there with maybe one dog, kind of seeing how they react to each other, assess their energy levels. Because sometimes dogs might be the same breed and same size, but their energy levels don't match. One dog's a high energy, like a younger dog, and the other dog is low energy, might be elder in age or something. He or she just doesn't have the stamina that the other one is. Well, that one's not going to have fun outside. Neither of them are going to have fun if their energy levels don't match. So that's something that you need to take into account whenever you're getting play times out there with dogs, is matching personalities, matching sizes, matching energy levels, and then having the right staff out there monitoring everything, because things can happen quickly in this industry. A dog fight can break out. We haven't hardly had any up here because our handlers are really good at identifying a dog fight before they happen. One common thing out there is when you get a bunch of dogs playing together is resource guarding, toy guarding up here. And that might be one dog that kind of identifies, this is my toy, I'm having a good time with this right now. nobody touch it. Some other dog might not get that message, and then but our handlers out there can see when something's about to happen. When they can identify resource guarding before it happens and get in front of the problem. Maybe separate them, maybe calm one down, maybe put one in timeout, maybe take the toy away or something and kind of distract them accordingly. But you do have to have a lot of safety measures. We have 2 certified trainers on staff, and both of them are out in our play yards almost all the time with other staff members that are trained as well. But I always say I like our certified trainers. I call it eyes on dogs. When dogs are outside of their enclosures and they're out in the open playing in our fenced-in facility, I like our dog trainers having eyes on dogs at all times, because they, more so than anybody, can identify dogs' personalities and things that might happen before they happen. So you can be proactive in keeping a safe play group out there. And then with our individual groups as well, those dogs get out there and they can be in their own sections, but they can run on fence lines with other dogs and feel like they're still part of the group. But because they might be aggressive, they might not play well with others or something, they are still protected in their own section with the trainer, out there at all times too. So there are a lot of safety precautions you do have to take. Just many differing personalities when you get a bunch of dogs together, and some have bad days too. They might be a sweet dog, but just like human beings, just like you might argue with your wife, you don't mean to, or get mad at your kids or your coworker or something. Dogs are the same way. They're creatures of habit, and they have personalities too. So you kind of have to cater to those personalities and just make sure that when the people dropped off their loved ones with you, that you're providing very safe, fun place for their dogs to play while they're out of town, because that's what people need, is peace of mind. They're on vacation, but they're worrying about what's going on back here, especially with their animals, especially with our customers here that love their very lovable pet owners, because we're kind of catered to that type of customer. We're not really catered to the it's just a dog type person, because some people have dogs, but to them it's just a dog. Yeah, there's a lot of safety measures, a lot of precautions you have to take. Even dogs passing each other in the hallways. We stop with one. You never know what could happen. 2 dogs, even they're on a leash, they might be friendly, and then one doesn't like the way the one looks at them or something, or they get a little aggravated with each other. Something could happen at any time. So we're always even crossing dogs that aren't supposed to cross. One person stopping at one point in the hallway, letting the other one get all the way in, things like that. So you can give us a call anytime, 972-561-6731. You'll speak with our reservation specialist because they like to talk about our facility. We don't like just people call up, say, what's your pricing? And then you tell them, then they hang up, they call the next day, they call the next guy. We want to explain to them who we are, what we do, and why we do it. And so that's what our reservation specialists do. When you call them, they kind of tell you a little bit about our facility. They tell you about our activity packages that we offer. We do standard boarding, but we really encourage activity packages because it enhances your dog's experience up here. Some of the things that are involved in the activity packages are guaranteed play times outside and controlled play yard, whether in group play, if the owner's okay with that, or individual play, if the owner advises us my dog doesn't play well with others. Gourmet treats throughout the day. We work with local bakeries that give us dog cookies and dog treats, so those come with packages. We have a gold package and a puppy package and a TLC package that actually includes a bedtime story as well. So our handlers will tuck your dog in. Sometimes they just sit in there and love on them, kind of tuck them in at night. We have a couch with a television set in our dog suites area, and they'll sit on the couch with them. They'll read them a bedtime story. They'll physically read with them. Just anything to kind of, at the end of the day, your dog's had a fun day playing. Then this is your wind down time. This is your one-on-one time with our handlers, and we'll give you one-on-one attention, before it's bedtime, and we're here bright and early the next morning. But they can give us a call at any time. We encourage tours up here. They can come by anytime. I have seen other facilities that don't let you pass the front door. I never know why. Sometimes you feel like they might be hiding something. They usually say it under the guise of safety. It's not safe to go back there. Be that as it may, that's their choice. We encourage tours up here because we want people to see every single thing. We want them to know what they're getting when they spend their hard-earned money with us, with their loved ones. So they can come by anytime for a tour. They can call us anytime for questions, and we're open 7 days a week, Sunday through Sunday. So we're always here.